Hollowware, and I'll tell you what, I've been playing it nonstop the last 2 nights, forcing you on other Pokemon so I could play more Psyduck.
Maybe now?
Pokemon is great.
Now, I believe we have our interviews ready with these 2 teams up on the big stage, so we are
It
going
says
to
it's
send
live,
it on
but
over to them
the YouTube streaming
right
software is a
now.
little buggy.
All right, thank you so much, Regals and Dupes. Thanks for getting us set up. So we got a
Are we
grand
live now on
finals
YouTube?
to get
Yes,
underway.
okay, now we're definitely live.
Yes, we do. And what an
I just clicked
incredible
it on
moment to
my
have a
own.
Brazilian team on a grand
Okay, weird.
finals in this stage
Thank you, guys,
in
thank
São
you.
Paulo.
It's going to be amazing. I know it's a lot of people cheering for that squad. But first and foremost, we got to bring out their opponents. It is the 2-time reigning world champions. It is Luminosity Gaming. I mean, this LG squad, they have went through so much with a brand new roster for this year, already making it all the way to the grand finals, a dominant way, but they got a tough opponent ahead of themselves.
Yes, they do. Welcome to the stage, Tuzi.
You know they used to not allow you to wear shorts before? On stage, you weren't allowed to wear shorts. And then I think we all just started showing up with shorts, and they're like, okay, we can't say no to everyone.
Welcome to the first ever
We don't have enough
championship
backup pants for
Sunday
all
for
these clowns.
Pokemon Unite. And we got Tuzi Esports versus Luminosity Gaming. Players, except the captains, you may go to your seats. We're going to have
But
a
it's
bit of
like,
an
bro, what do
interview
you
for
want-
just
like,
those
come
two.
on, man.
Everybody else, you can get upset to play.
Podem se sentar, por favor, e o capitão fica aqui com a gente para uma entrevista.
All right, so we wanted to hear a little bit from both of these teams before we got
Predictions for
into this
pauses,
game.
lol.
Overlord, my first question is going to be for you. You have been in this exact situation countless times now. You have played so many championship titles. You've won a bunch of them too. It's been pretty good. We do want to ask you though, I mean, what have you learned from all of those experiences that is going to help you win today's match?
I think the most important part is making sure that, our communication as a team is very clear and that we're always focused throughout the entire game. And, if someone's, playing bad, or, not playing their best, you make sure you lift them up to keep the team spirit high.
Amazing, amazing.
And Tuzi, I need to ask you, this has been a tournament for you of incredible importance. You have been called by Zoinks multiple times the Giant Slayer. And that means that I want to ask you, what does it mean to
But is she gonna
basically
self-translate?
meet the toughest opponent in this grand finals? Como é para você ter se
Yes.
tornado durante o LAIC
That's lit.
exterminador de gigantes e estar enfrentando o seu oponente
Demon
mais
mode.
perigoso?
Bom, a gente não pensa muito nisso como exterminador de gigantes, né? Mas
That's fire.
foi incrível chegar na final.
Just finished eating coming from the
enfrentar o
airport,
também,
nice.
tipo, assim como
Welcome
o
home.
Souto e o Falbi, a gente disputou praticamente todos os campeonatos internacionais até hoje. Mas é a primeira vez que a gente chega na final, então a gente vai pra cima.
So Lel says that basically this is not a moment where they feel like they are a giant slayer, but just a moment of growth in how they have been enjoying this tournament so far and how much of importance it is to make it to grand finals for the first time. And of course, him and Faub and Soto have been just playing together for so long in international events, and it's always great to be meeting Luminosity in a competition.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams share that sentiment. That's great. Now, Overlord, let's get honest here for a second. You're playing here on Brazil soil. There's a lot of people out here cheering for your opponents right now. Is there any form of intimidation in that fact when you're going up against Tuzi Esports?
They're going to need a lot more than the crowd to win.
Okay, all right, I like that.
Okay,
Oh.
very spicy, definitely. My last question for you, Lel, is you've already addressed the fans, everybody, your family, the community. I want to ask you, what do you want to tell your teammates before this grand final
Drama.
begins? O que você quer falar para os seus companheiros de equipe nesse momento, depois de você já ter dado mensagens para os seus fãs, as comunidades e sua família?
Drama.
Cara, só queria dizer que vocês são incríveis. Pô, a gente chegou aqui, tipo, depois de semanas de treino, muita coisa dando errado, e a gente chegou aqui e deu tudo certo. Então só queria agradecer a eles por a gente estar tendo essa experiência, e é isso. E a
You said
torcida
what?
aí,
Like
como o
it's
Bernardo
hard?
falou da torcida, vamos fazer barulho pra caralho aí.
Thank you so much, Lel. So he says that they just... Brasil, Brasil. So Lau thanks his teammates so much. They are incredible to him. And it was so much of tumbling and stumbling until they got here. But this journey on LAIC has been incredible so far, and he trusts them implicitly. And another shout out to the crowd.
Did he say something bad?
Thank you so much for the fan support always.
All right. Well, speaking to the crowd, we are going to be throwing to the casters in just a moment. So one more time, LAIC, you ready for our grand finals?
Oh, no one knows. It's okay. Woo!
Awesome. All right, Spraggles, Dupe Snacks, take it away.
All right, here we are, the grand finals for Pokemon Unite at LAIC. Luminosity Gaming versus 2Z Esports. The former world champs versus, as we've called them, the Giant Slayers. Here at their home crowd in Sao Paulo, playing in front of so many excited fans. But, as Overlord said, maybe one of the best to ever play the game, you're going to need more than the crowd to beat us.
Yeah, well, if you remember NAIC Season 2, the entire crowd was against Luminosity, and they lost.
That's true.
So maybe the crowd is a bit more of a factor than they care to admit, but if I'm in his shoes, I'm not saying anything different anyways. You certainly can't admit it, and you got to build
I wonder what he's talking about.
And that's what he said. We're going to build our team up, we're going to pick each other up, and we're going to give ourselves a heck of a ride here.
Yeah, now this is going to be a really exciting best of 5 between these two squads. We're going to head into our draft mode here in just a bit. If you haven't been playing a ton of Pokemon Unite, or you haven't hit that master rank yet, you might not have seen draft before, so we're going to walk you through it. And if this is your first time seeing a lot of Pokemon Unite as well, considering we're up here on the main channel today, don't worry, because we're going to hold your hands. It's going to be a pretty fun ride. I guess we're going to hold your hands while we're riding a roller coaster. Yeah, that's what Unite's like.
That's bang on, actually. Yeah. And if you were here yesterday, you already know what a roller coaster does. It coasts.
That's right.
Do I know what a roller coaster does?
You already know what a blah, blah, blah.
With the story?
We got there.
They chose me to speak today, so that's
there's no story.
We're taking a look at our prizing here today. As I said, they are
it's all
playing
history
for
now.
$25,000, and of course, that coveted spot, the travel award, the flight to Japan, the stay in the hotel, and most importantly, facing off against the best of the best at ACL in March.
That's, again, the money is certainly the icing on the cake, but for me is that real prize, the trip to ACL, to be able to compete halfway through the season with all the best teams from the East, which normally you wouldn't get any exposure to until that World Championship stage.
Yeah, Pokemon Unite truly is a global game, and you see that more and more as we're going through the seasons, right? We didn't get to see a lot of the regions square off until Worlds that first year, but as we've continued going, we have the AOS Cup, where teams from all around the world compete. We have ACL, where we will now see a team from the West and teams from mainland China compete. We also, of course, have the final stretch coming up at NAIC, where teams from all over the world can try to secure that last spot to the World Championship. So the competition has become more fierce as more regions are able to battle it out. And earlier in the season, you start to find out who really looks like they are on top of the heap.
Whereas at season 1, everybody was isolated to their region until the World Championships. Now we're getting great cross-pollination throughout the entire UCS season, which is great because it kind of gives each team able to get a pulse on the opposition here. But here we go.
Here we are.
First draft,
who am I supporting?
Of our grand finals at LAIC.
I'm actually watching.
Sunday,
I'm not supporting.
Monday, on our way.
That's right. Luminosity Gaming is going to be your purple team. 2Z Esports is going to be your orange team.
Let's focus up. Focus
Luminosity will get the first choice as a
LG deciding to ban Greedent. Remember what I was saying yesterday? Into 2Z just ban Greedent? Not that I think it's like the meta ban, like they wouldn't ban it against any other team, but these guys have been reliant on Greedent. So if you want, like, at least make them beat you off of Greedent first.
They would like to either play or also play and steal.
This is what I wanted to see happen yesterday.
Quickly as they lock in Blissey and potentially Umbreon, two great support.
It does mean that you're going to give them some strong stuff, right?
I want to point out they banned
Blissey Umbreon's very, very scary one too.
Yesterday to get themselves to this spot.
Yeah, a lot of the times when you're looking at these Pokemon that are banned, some of them are because
but
they're insane.
LG's expecting this, right? This part of the draft is already fully lined. Like LG fully is expecting this line, right? So this is something they would have. This line they would have prepared already ahead of time.
To perfection. So
and now, you know,
Absolutely not.
Tizzy has to go deep into their pocket. Like, what are they going to do? Likely they want to set up a Mewtwo Y game, but it doesn't have to be, right?
Back across the way, Pikachu has been a prime pick all weekend long, and Cerulege as well. Its stocks have risen.
I think we're going to see the Mewtwo Y.
As you can see, all these teams have a couple of Pokemon with that experience.
It's going to be a tough game for Mewtwo Y to carry, but
their items. On
he could.
Tuesday, it's Umbreon and Blissey.
Maybe not.
Luminosity, as you
Okay.
said, is Mew
So they're going to go like a very safe kind of comp.
A defender type Pokemon, something big and bulky that can help the team soak up damage, and a supporter type Pokemon, something that is either healing the squad or something that is help.
So they're going to do probably the Spin Pump Blastoise.
So we have a few options here for both of these
It kind of fulfills the same role Greedent was for them.
Get played more and more as
and now Fob's going to be on his carry. Maybe they don't have the
tournament goes on. It feels like not only
they do have the pool, I guess, if they wanted a Mewtwo Y, but this is kind of more reminiscent of their drafts and how they've been playing the game, right? They like doing the...
Yeah, Blastoise normally has that...
Max is playing like a tanky Pokemon topside. Bob has something he can carry with. And there's just standard support defender. And then Gendeco's role's like pretty flex. This isn't new though. They've been playing. He's been playing this Buddy Barrier a lot this tournament. I don't hate it. Right? If you think about how like Mew is like a supportive attacker in the sense that it can give coaching to your teammates, right? And sometimes Pika plays that role too. It's a similar kind of idea. Like instead of you putting XP share to boost your teammate levels, you're playing Buddy Barrier to boost their ability to fight, and it helps you too. Like Buddy on Pika is this very old Season 1 tech, right? When Buddy used to be better and other items didn't exist.
Grand finals here at LAIC. Luminosity Gaming from North America.
Obviously, you won't see people do it in solo queue, including me, because not having max damage items is not good for the thumbnail. But these guys aren't playing for thumbnails.
Not only because of the caliber of players,
they're playing to go to Japan.
Pokemon naturally are in the early game.
So again, lots of Luminosity standard stuff they like to do. They love to send Overlord topside alone on the Urshifu, and topside like with the support, but not in the jungle. And they have Trainer come through the jungle on the Mimikyu, and it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't type situation. You know, if you invade the Mimikyu, then topside is doing well. If you don't invade the Mimikyu, then the Urshifu or the Mimikyu comes at level 5, and Urshifu might struggle a little. Slash went down bottom. I wonder what happened. Wasn't even a jungler gank. Nice. Tuzzy's awake as well, which is good to see. No 4-player rotation up here. It's going to be a raw 3v3, but Tuzzy's 3v3 is a little bit worse if Luminosity decides to go, because they got the Urshi level 5 now. Right, they've got coaching on the Mimikyu as well if they need it, and they're going to just lose the Chansey. Not, you know, not as bad of a loss as it could have been, but still not great, right? And this is like LG is also playing their bread and butter. Fuzzy's playing their bread and butter.
Scoring points and breaking these goals, and that's what they were looking to do there. Pick up some big KOs on the enemy team. Take that Eos energy that they've gathered and score some big time points.
Flash might end up going down here again. The Pika needed to just stay on their pad, and the Umbreon needed to not waste their foul play. I don't think they were expecting him to just score and then X-speed away.
Everybody pivoting to the middle
because he had 10 points. It's fine.
We're going to look if they're going to go for each other or the wild Pokemon. Looks like we're going to focus on the wild Pokemon. Overlord going to keep.
Again, this is where Luminosity, if they get a small lead here, they want to just push this pad, right? It's a lot of stacks for their whole team. Big surf from Mater. That was clean. You saw what they did there? They had their Shifu engage, jump in, and then him coaching on the Urshifu and then surf backwards.
So they can take someone who has full pockets of Eos energy, score and break it here whenever they want. 115 to 16. Luminosity showing you right now why they are the 2-time former world champions at this game.
They are moving
That was a good
very
gank.
well. No steps lost. Overlord quickly scoring. They want to break this thing and alleviate that opportunity because the first objective is going to hit the map at 7 minutes. Reggie Alecki in the top path and a Reggie in the bottom path randomly spawn.
Yeah, they also have the opportunity for Overlord to use his stacking item there, become more powerful as he continues to score. They break the goal zone. They take that bottom objective. Overlord can stay there by himself while the rest of Luminosity moves to the center to get some experience for Maridon and defends this top point.
Yeah, they get that Registeel buff just in time.
All right, Slash is going to actually end up going down here.
Nice
Mimikyu Unite on the Sarlage. Sarlage makes it out and gets his Revenant Rend, but it's not enough. And Trainer forces the Umbreon to walk away. Nice try on that Shadow Sneak. That was a clean Shadow Sneak regardless, even if it missed. Now Tuzzy is going to try to contest this objective, but their comp is not good when you're when Luminosity has levels like this. And all those small wins that Luminosity got throughout the game means that they're over leveled now with stacks. So now when they go to fight and they just do a head-on brawl, they're going to be a lot favored.
They are able to close the door. They're going to try and get this Reggie Alecki before it completely leashes and gains all that HP back. They're about to keep it at half and hopefully send it down the path towards Tuesday Esports.
Yeah, that's their plan.
Remember like what we were seeing yesterday? Tuzi was doing a lot of like Greedent plus like a sniper, right? And that's kind of what was successful for them. It doesn't really work well into Luminosity because Luminosity is already going to be in your face. Snipers need like a lot of space to be able to you know, do their job, so they have to draft a little bit differently now. Oh, big Umbreon Unite though. Luminosity as a whole, I think, over pushed there. It was a good engage, really good engage from Tuzzy, but they need to capitalize off of it, right? A successful defense isn't enough. They need to convert it into a push, and it's Luminosity's doing a decent job defending here. And that's the power of Maridon.
Mew coming in with
Big surf.
and now Luminosity's back on the push. Huge solar beam.
Nice surf, solar beam.
Yeah, I mean that's Roulette's
Yeah, I mean it's just they're just too far behind.
Which is probably the best result they could have asked for. Giving was that a Shadow Sneak across with the sickest pickup ever? I mean, I thought they were getting out scot-free, but Trainer said not today.
That Shadow Sneak on Mimikyu, if it's moving through the tall grass and it's moving against these obstacles here on Thea Sky Ruins, it increases its range. And Mimikyu can teleport to its location. It was able to catch the Cerulege even after a really impressive evasive maneuver there from Tuzi.
I'm taking a deep breath here because Luminosity Gaming is getting a lot of speed, picking up a lot of steam. Tuzi Esports finding some moments, but
the drafts like this definitely make it tough. Like
mid-birds are here, Electro Balls are chasing.
this is where Pikachu just being in that attacker slot is pretty weak, right?
Typhoon's going to put an end to that. Southow's trying to hang tough, but it's 4 players down instantly, and all Jandeko can do is
like it's hard to really point at the draft at this point. They're just so far behind in XP. They need their early game to go better if they want to have a chance to win these games.
On the sides of your screen, the level advantage for Luminosity is getting a little out of control. There's a level 13 Mimikyu right here compared to the level 11s on the other side. And those few levels are massive, secured by the Mew. They're going in, but it looks like they're going in to get KO'd once again as Luminosity is ripping through Tuzi Esports.
It all started with an amazing secure by Otter. That's the advantage you get by choosing a not true support, but putting that light bulb on it and playing it as one. You still get that great secure tool. Mimikyu Unite is popped immediately. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. Good chance they'll get that back. They are putting the pressure on. That goal zone's broken. This lead is egregious. And although we're spinning to win and might get a couple KOs, they are fighting forever over here. 2 players down for LG, and if I'm them, I'm getting out of Dodge because you don't want to give back that comeback experience.
That's right. There's a lot of experience in Pokemon Unite that comes from KOing these wild Pokemon, but there's even more that you can.
What I think of the comp difference of these drafts is ACL. I haven't really seen a lot of the ACL drafts.
As we saw Overlord on the
But you know, all different teams have like different things that they enjoy, right? And that they feel like they're good. Electro Ball, a good choice. I don't think this is a good E-Ball game. I mean, this is a fine E-Ball game, but I just don't like E-Ball in general. A lot of times they go E-Ball is when they do the 4-man gank, the Pikachu rotates top.
And not let Tuzi really make a play for it.
Like it's just the point and click slow, right? To be able to apply it right away. It's a better level 4 gank over Thunder is. But Pika wasn't able to rotate up in time, and they kind of just wasted its potential.
It feels like Luminosity Gaming is in total control here in game number 1. Hitting that Shadow Sneak, but I do not think he wants to jump in.
I think in these types of games, you want to do the thing where you send your Pikachu top, like top lane to begin with.
That forces Overlord's Unite out, and they're into the back line. Nice combo. Blitz assistance there for the save, but it's not quite enough because here comes Trainer. Now 4 players down, just trying to KO Overlord. And it's Shandeko again running around. What happened to my team? They have to go in with a Volt Tackle, KO streak of 3 for
Right, like I think you send your Pikachu top, and you have like a really strong lane because that's where the Urshi's going. But like you just play 2 really strong lanes, right?
Even with the Bliss assistance once again, with the Unite moves being
and if you send the Pikachu top, then your Blissey can invade, and then you actually have the chance to be able to win on, guarantee win on one of those sides, right? What's happening in these games is they're not invading, but they're also not going a strong enough top lane. So they're not winning on the jungle side, right? The jungle's like relatively even. And they're also not really winning on the top side. The top side's even. And when things are even, the team that has characters that are worse early but stronger later, right, in that stage of the game, are the ones that are going to be preferred. So in this example, what we're looking at, right, let's do some drawing to stay focused here, right? So right, this is the, say this is the jungle, right? There's like the red buff, there's the ball toys, and there's the blue buff, right? And there's the top lane up here. What the Blissey needs to do, right? Right? If they're gonna pick Blissey, the Blissey needs to invade, because if the Blissey, let's see, 2 things happen, right? Either the Blissey plays topside, and in a 2v2 lane, if the Blissey just does this farm, right, then the Urshi on this side and the Mew on this side are going to be absolutely fine. If this Blissey, right, plus their Blastoise contest over here, you're contesting versus light screen E-Ball Mew. Right, the Mew's gonna put up a wall, knock the Blissey away, and they're gonna get the last hit. So you can't really contest their farm here. So the Blissey effectively has, you know, 3 options: contest enemy farm topside, contest enemy farm in the mid, or safe side farm on their side. Right, that's three potential opportunities, right? 1, 2, 3. 1 is you do this, 2 is you do this, 3 is you do this. So we already said that you can't do number 1, right? So 1 is out of the picture. 2 is going to invade, and 3 is staying up here. If you stay top, then you let the Urshi scale for free. So 3 isn't good either, right? So the only viable thing I think for the Blissey to do is to invade. Now, if the Blissey invades, the Mew's gonna walk down and help, right? So if the Mew walks down and helps, now the Blissey invade also doesn't do anything. But at the very least in this case, the top side is not going to be left to a 1v1, right? And in a 1v1, if it's Urshi versus even Blastoise, that's not bad, right? I'll take Urshi versus Blastoise as a Blastoise every day of the week. What I don't want is I don't want a 2v2 with Blissey Blastoise versus Mew Urshi. Because think of it this way, you're playing solo queue, the enemy team has a lane Cinder or a lane Urshi, and the lane Cinder doesn't get pressured at all. You're going to be really annoyed at that point, right? It's the same thing in competitive. They're letting the Urshi get away with everything for free. So they need to play something else on the top side. Either switch around their picks or go for an invade and force a 1v1.
Talking about, they have some other options here, but this thing is really difficult to deal with. As soon as Rapid Strike Urshifu is going to hit that level 5, it's going to be very difficult to shut it down as it continues to combo and regenerate its health. You put one of the most skilled players in the game on a Pokemon like that,
thank you.
They are incredibly difficult to shut down, as 2Z Esports has just found out.
Yeah, not only that, we are playing on a LAN environment, which means there is no ping going on, which means that you can be even more meticulous with those moves and really extract as much value as possible.
Best of 3, best of 5. The first to 3.
here we go, heading into game number 2. Our draft Tuesday Esports is now going to be our
That's their audio, not mine.
With our first band, Luminosity Gaming, is going to be our orange team.
All right, so Tuesday's first pick now. First pick means that they get a little bit more leeway, right? Because either LG bans Darkrai, and now it means that they get to pick some of their picks, because they can get their Greedent now. They don't need to first pick it. They can still first pick Umbreon, or they should first pick Umbreon or Miraidon. You can't give both. Okay. Looks like Tuesday's saying screw playing the meta. We're just gonna play. We're gonna play the man. Right, they're basically using this Mew to take away Otter's pick. I don't think it's a good idea. I think they're gonna give up a lot of valuable tools on the other side, and I think you have to accept you're gonna be playing into Mew. All right, this is the first time Otter's playing like an actual support. That or Slash will play and Otter will play something else. But the Umbreon comes down. They know the Miraidon can go a little bit deeper in the draft because Tuzzy's probably taking their Greedent here anyways, and I don't think they're going to go Miraidon Mew. I don't know if Tuzzy has the pool for that. It would mean that Lel would have to play Mew, right? Which I don't think Lel does. So yeah, we'll see. LG can take their Miraidon here if they really want it. Looks like they're just gonna take Ceruledge. Ceruledge is fine. Umbreon Note is huge. It's nice for sure. Still not enough of a deterrent normally to pick Blissey, in my opinion.
So difficult to deal with and an absolute joy to play, and sometimes a bit of a nightmare to play against. And we've seen Luminosity actually target ban it earlier.
I really dislike the way Tuzzy's drafting here. Like these are, it feels like they're drafting. Like it feels like they're drafting without looking at the enemy team's comp almost. Like it's just like they're drafting things that they would want to play. Right, like we're gonna Death Ball in with a Clefable, and all we have Mew Pika. Like our comp isn't even like, there's no stage of the game where our comp is like has the tools to be strong, right? Right? We don't beat them in the early game, right? We're a little bit favored in the early game in some of our lanes. Once Luminosity is level 5, we don't stand a chance into them. And then late game, we also don't stand a chance into them. So unless we literally win out the gate and we dominate them, I don't see how Tuzzy gets anything done this game.
Pun intended with Pikachu and crowd control that CC.
Don't see how Tuzzy kills anyone. Yeah, I just their comp.
It's a flash in the pan. It's like there it was, and
this is the kind of comp you would pick if you were playing Dungeons and Dragons.
If I'm Luminosity after that first game, and then especially after this draft, which again I think is a bit of a head scratcher for Tuzi, I'm feeling very good about heading into this next match here.
Yeah, I mean a similar draft out of Tuzi though.
This is what you would pick in Dungeons and Dragons if you and you ask the dungeon master to roll a 20 for you.
Maybe they've cracked the code on something that you and I aren't quite privy to, because they found
Mew as their sniper for Greedent sniper comp. Maybe, but it doesn't work into what Luminosity is picking. It worked into YT because YT likes to play double ranged, right? So one of the ways to address double ranged is to outrange the double ranged. Right? If you want to go Gardevoir, you want to go Glaceon and stuff like that, just pick the snipers to go attack them from even further away. But the archetype that Luminosity is playing and likes to play is like the brawler in your face assassin comps, right? And into those comps, snipers inherently are going to struggle. The way you beat those types of comps is with like double defender and balanced comps, right? But your double defenders need to be supplemented by strong early game. So they had kind of the tools last game with the Blastoise and Umbreon. The Blissey needs to have a creative game plan to be able to get them out of the early game. And I mean, the Clef is just dead. And I would say like the early game's already lost for Tuzzy.
So far during day 1 and day 2, 2,810 wild Pokemon have been knocked out. That's a lot of experience. That's a wild fun fact.
That is a wild fun fact indeed. Nice little push by Overlord to get the experience to their side of the map in the form of those birds, and now they're putting the Trainer's going to go down.
All right, I mean, good 4-player rotation. This is what they like to do, right? But it's also Jungle Pika, and it's also not going that great. Okay, there we go. They got a KO on Overlord. So this is strong, right? But you have to consider what also happened on the other side of the map. Trainer just died. Never mind. Now it's really bad. It's not that good for LG. I was gonna say, bottom side Trainer got some stacks and he got good amount of experience. I'll move the mouse, sorry. But now Trainer went down as well, so not that great. All right. That was a good full heal.
Stuff there from Luminosity. You saw the safeguard onto Overlord as he jumped in with extreme speed Lucario, triggering those resets every time he was hitting a new Pokemon so he could continue.
It's not about not seeing the 4-man gang coming, right? Like in some cases, Green's stalling, but he's gonna go down, right? In some cases, it's like you're like taking a bet on Schrodinger's cat, you know? Like Schrodinger's gank. Is it gonna be a gank topside or bot side? We're gonna play like it's on neither, and one side will win, and the expected value out of us winning on our side is better than them winning on their side, right? Like that's an okay rationalization to make on how you approach the early game. It means that it's risky, right? You might lose on one side of your map, and your opponents might play really passively on the other side of the map, and you might not get out as much of it, but Trainer got stacked. It's not that bad, right? Like, if you get some stacks, you get KO'd and your jungle is up, like, that's not a bad exchange, which is exactly what happened. But the type of comp that LG is picking here, like, as Tuzzy, you want to go, like, you know, if you're going to go the Umbreon, fine, right? You're going to go the Greenland, fine, right? Those two characters are fine on the top side. But you need a melee carry that can match them, as well as a strong early game ranged, and a strong early game support, right? So you need things like, I would go like Eld over the Clef here. And then between Mew or Pika, you can keep one of them, and you, instead of one of them, you go like Blaziken or something. Or you could also go down the no healer route and just fight LG on LG, right? And instead of Eld at all, you can just put the XP share on the Mew and then go another brawler and just fight LG on their own game, which is also fine. Building Trainer stacking? Well, you still got XP by push, like getting his points in, right? All that matters is that your Saralege is getting XP. If he's getting stacks, even better.
And possibly defend this tier 1 goal zone. 1 point goes in from Slash, setting up a big overcap opportunity in this top path as we see Overlord dashing through the birds in a one-horse open Lucario.
That was the thing that you said.
I got there.
Yeah, well, you did.
Blaziken would be fine. You know, like what Fusion would pick in a case like in this, Fusion would take away the Mimikyu, right? Like they would spend their ban on the Mimikyu and take either Leafeon for themselves or like Dodrio. Right? I think the Hoopa bans are big mistakes.
They are brawling here on this top path.
I think the Hoopa ban is a big mistake here. Right? I think if LG is gonna pick Hoopa, you should be happy. Let them spend an early high pick on Hoopa, and then you take away some of the things that they're playing. You take away either the Mimikyu. You bring out the Miraidon.
Here comes the heavy slam. Here comes the block. It's not going to work. He's going to have to pull.
Curious on Saralege? Maybe, yeah, he might be on Saralege. This comp, yeah, I think it might be.
And 6 seconds of status effects during LAIC.
The resolution today is lower. It's harder to see the text. But the official Pokemon stream's not streaming at 1080. They're only on 720.
Mimikyu would jump in and cause a fear effect onto the Greedent if they decide to fight.
Otter just hanging out. Really, they're just gaining vision so they can position around the rest of the map. Slash immediately goes in, goes for a block to try and pin everybody towards Luminosity.
Thanks for LG Knight. Clef isn't gonna work in these types of comps. I think, you know what I think would work for them? I think if they pick the way that they drafted yesterday into Nouns, I think those drafts were a lot better for them, right? Go Mewtwo I Blissey.
is definitely doing better on the scoreboard, but as these fights continue, it does feel like there are less and less options for them to somehow take down Luminosity. They are
Go Mewtwo I Blissey, surround it with a whole bunch of like strong early game Pokemon, and just try to snowball the game from there.
They can make some big plays here as we get ready for this next Regieleki spawning in the top half. Slash moving forward, setting up with a block, pushing the Greedent towards the squad.
That was a great catch if they could have converted on that. You understand what they're trying to do with that now. Volt Tackle goes in, doesn't quite deal too much to Slash. They're feeling comfortable, but they are peeling back towards their own Tier 1 goal zone here, giving Tuzi Esports an opportunity on this Regieleki if they want it.
Yeah, here we go. Tuzi trying to fight near this Tier 1 goal zone, but it's going to give shields and healing to the side of Luminosity. Big time uniting from the Pikachu, and they're going to pick up a KO. Snorlax with the power.
Okay, okay.
This goal zone, and that's another KO.
Tuzi found at least something.
They're doing their quick math, making sure they can get as many points in as possible.
They did lose point. They did lose scoring on the other side of the map, but at least they got something. This Regieleki walking in during Ray, they need to give the last hit to Greedent. Greedent needs the last hit here. Greedent needs the last hit. Okay. This is things that like sometimes teams forget to consider in the late game, is who's gonna get the last hit on the objective, because Greedent's the best Pokemon on their team to be able to backcap if Luminosity lets the Regieleki walk in, right? LG is just full flipping it. That was way scarier for LG than it needed to be. I think they were just so sure that someone was gonna back up. Like normally, if the enemy team gives you that much space, it's good, but the Green Dot almost got that. I don't know. LG's up a game. I don't think it's a bad idea necessarily, but it was definitely a little scarier than it needed to be.
They played their advantage. They pushed immediately onto Rayquaza. No one there to stop them. And there you have it. Luminosity taking game number 2.
They are approaching the game in new and clever ways.
It's fine. I mean, like I said, like even if they didn't, there's a chance they could still win the game even if the other team gets it with the Greedent there. And I think they were just really confident that the other team was gonna go and score on the Lecky.
The Snorlax had full vision. Of course you just rip it. Everybody else was there but Slash, and it makes it easy work.
Yeah, it makes it easy work. You get a lot of information with a Shadow Sneak. Slash knows exactly where they all are, and it's going to be extremely unlikely that Tuzi can get there in time, and it's something that a lot of teams would not expect, right? A lot of teams would not expect that the team that is already ahead is going to put themselves in possibly a dangerous position by going for Rayquaza.
Old LG would have never flipped? Probably not, no.
You know, so smart when it comes to a play like that. They are so aware that they're.
But I think like enough time in the game has passed, like we're like, you know, year 3 going on to year 4, that I think more and more teams are just understanding that in the late game sometimes you can just flip it.
Brazilian crowd to hype them up, get behind them, and try to build some of this momentum. Because like LG said, you know, you're gonna need more than the fans to get this done, but they certainly don't help.
Yeah.
Or they certainly do.
Especially when you're up a game, it's a lot easier to go for that.
The crowd helps.
One horse open sleigh, you know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we each get one. We each get one. Holy.
As we're getting ready here for game number 3, I mean, this is looking like vintage Luminosity, right? It's just incredible stuff here. 11 KOs from Curios, 6 from Overlord, 2 from Otter. You look back the other way, they really didn't have a lot of damage. They just didn't.
And this looks like it might be a quick championship Sunday, guys.
I liked elements of their strategy, but it just
This didn't need a day 3. I think a day 3 is hyped still.
When it was time to output some sort of KO to the other side.
LAIC Unite's done after this set is over, yeah. Next game, if Tuzi wins, it'll go to game 4.
At 45K means LG did a great job peeling the players away from where Lel could support them and taking them out. And that's what you got to do with such robust targets, such tanky targets that Tuzi had on their side.
You can take a look here.
LG's showing why they're back-to-back world champs. True.
Playing for right here, the Pokemon Unite International Championships here in Latin America, and those are your trophies for our two teams. Someone's walking home with gold, and someone's walking home with silver.
But the 3 days better. The thing is like this is how it is in all the other Pokemon sports as well, right?
To adjust. They need to get the crowd behind them, and they need to build themselves a little bit of confidence.
Like
They went back into what
it's like VGC is also just the finals. CCG is also just the finals. This is Championship Sunday, guys. It's on the official Pokemon stream. This isn't like you have to understand. Like,
into game 3, which could be our last game.
don't complain about this. That's all I'm trying to say. If you guys make us lose it, this will not be good. And you know, you might think I sound crazy right now, but you guys have done this in the past, complained about good stuff, and then we just never got it back. You want to know the perfect example of what I'm talking about? Is the Articuno map. I remember, and don't act like I don't remember, because I remember everything. When we had that winter map, you guys were all complaining, this is so lame. All they did was give us a new map, but it's just reskinned with winter Pokemon. And then after that, did we ever get it? Did we ever get it again? No. Be grateful. This is sick. This is hype. We're on Championship Sunday, right? If they take this away from us and go back to 2 days because you guys are like, oh, that was so lame, we don't want it, we're never gonna get it back.
The rest of these players can go in any direction.
Yeah, we've got the Blissey here on the side of Tuesday.
Be positive. Be grateful. Thanksgiving is coming up in America.
It has that game-changing
Ungrateful youngins.
Now they are pairing it with Mewtwo Y, it looks like.
Yeah, now you like the winter theme, right? Now you guys like it.
Paired with Blissey's helping.
This is not what the sentiment was when we had it. To be fair, the game was bugged, right? The winter map literally bugged the game and it had more XP. So that kind of caused some negative sentiment around it.
Finally allowed to play with the rest of the roster.
But cool. All right, Tuzzy's finally doing Mewtwo Y. This is what I was saying. Just go Mewtwo. Go Mewtwo. Go Dojo. This is what I'm saying, man. Finally. You're not gonna win because of your draft, but at least you're fighting them now. At least you're playing the game now. What we were doing earlier was too safe. Yeah, we turned into snowmans back in the day. Now what?
Settling into that comfort pick of the Zoroark. On the other side,
Don't get complacent.
Blaziken, which I think has been underutilized.
Pick right under the Pokemon team-based, general championship-based, championship-based.
Inside Pokemon Unite. Dodrio,
It's based on this event. So like Miraidon's been in 50% of the games.
To stop Luminosity Gaming, will this Mewtwo Y actually be able to get something done? We're gonna find out. That is, interestingly enough, an EXP share on the Mewtwo Y.
Yeah, and I'm taking a look.
Wait, they're going XP share. Oh, I guess they pivoted and went Dodrio Blaze. Frick it, I don't even care.
Pulling out all the stops,
I don't even care.
deep into the guidebook here into their own.
Send Urshi or Zoro into the jungle. It's gonna be Urshi.
One off Luminosity
Oh, sorry, it's gonna be Zoro in the jungle. Urshi's gonna be top.
Is obviously fully on the
They're just always sending Urshi top.
this next game. Everything comes down to this for two
Zoroark is better at dealing with the invade,
in a row to take these
and that alone is a good enough reason.
but it's been done before. In fact, it's been done before against Luminosity Gaming. So this is not an impossible task, but it's going to be tough because Luminosity is playing like the
Also, Urshi is better at getting 5 after the Bs than Zoro is, right? Like, I think you would rather have a 5 Zoro for the Bs and then 5 Urshi after the Bs than the other way around.
And this could be their last chance here at LAIC.
They could also just jungle split like this, but they've been doing stuff like this all tournament.
Hopefully, you've got a bunch of comfort picks.
To give Urshi a little bit of a XP boost.
Incredibly powerful
And then, so this is like a clear that people have been doing for a while. What's important is you want to see on the top side, they didn't clear the last 2 lane bunnies. And those last 2 lane bunnies is what Zoroark's gonna get after he does his jungle ball toys. So even though Zoroark didn't get his red buff, top side got the red buff, he's still gonna get his 5 in time for the bees.
You can see the strength of building teams teams that fade away from something like Blissey. I mean, LG has barely chosen Blissey. They've actually leaned more into like Mew.
And he went bottom and got some farm, so he doesn't even need the top side and stuff.
All right.
I think what we're seeing out of Luminosity right here feels like what we've seen from some of the great teams of all time. Of course, Luminosity being one of them. Fennel recently at the World Championships.
Yeah, winners of this get an ACL spot, and then winners of ACL get a
Kind of a sneaky play.
world spot.
They can make something happen. They do take a lot of this experience as they push towards this goal zone. A lot of teams fighting that top path, but it looks like this Dodrio is looking to make some hammock. Hammock? Okay, goodbye.
Looking to make some hammock, some ham and cheese, some something.
I wanted to say havoc.
Have you got there?
Why don't they play Zoro comfy? They don't need to.
Did you see Falb on the poach on Slashcan? Couldn't quite convert on the KO, but it removed them from the equation. Which
They don't need a comfy.
Push a little bit further. Now the fact that they didn't leave,
Right? They just have 2 carries.
is what gives me concern.
Dodrio keeping up with levels here now, level 6.
Right? So instead of like having more of your power on one guy, they just have 2 guys. Regionals not being during NAIC. I like the way the format is now, where the ICs are international events. I think it's better for like the global stage. I think it's cooler this way.
Yeah, I mean, hitting that foul play, great engagement.
Also,
Falb has to run away.
there was this problem that we started to realize about NAIC, was that the weaker teams, right, like the bottom 4 teams at NAIC, were basically just forming teams to get a free trip and free money to get to NAIC. And if your goal is to literally make a team just so you can qualify for an event, like, but you have no intention of maybe not even showing up to the event, it's really, really lame. Oh, nice Ice Fang. That was a really nice Ice Fang. That's going to be enough for them to push here.
This thing, but they are 4v1 here. They're just trying to run around an A press so these scores don't go in. They are unsuccessful. That thing is broken in their face, and now the score lead is on Tuesday Esports side.
Yeah, the problem with NAIC was like there's just people are so weird about it.
Here in the top path in the central area, Trainer coming down using the Unite move, but they beautifully distance themselves from it as Mewtwo looks to pull forward and get a KO. They decide to
The Pokemon Center is the real event. That's true.
And Trainer moving forward, Kyrios trying to chase them out, and it looks like they're going to be able to make it away from that engagement. Beautiful stuff there from Tuzi.
When Zork used that Unite move and popped everybody down to 15% HP, that is the moment that Zorark's dream for. However, Tuzi at least adjusted well. Every player running in a different direction, so the Zorark couldn't combo through all of them, and they only left with 1 KO. Charge Beam is right on target, secured by Trainer, and now they're going to go for a fight here. The Thunder's chasing Southtown. We have the Unite move out of Slash, and they're going to use that to push. Oh man, there's the Overlord Unite for 11 hits, 12 hits, gets a KO. Now they're pushing on pad. The follow-up is there. Trainer's looking for their way in. They see the Blazic in there, and they're able to get the KO with the support of Kyrios. The goal zone is gone, and all of a sudden, that point lead swings the other way as another player for Tuzi goes down.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there from Luminosity. A little bit of a tough fight, but they were able to dodge that Dodrio Unite move, and they were able to set up a really good moment for them. We have the Zorark at level 11 right now, out-leveling Tuzi by a considerable margin. If it goes down, that would be amazing for Tuzi. If it's near them, however, it looks like every player on their squad could get KO'd.
Every time this Tuzi Esports team tries to walk up, they are just eating a fully...
Yeah, I don't know, these...
to the face, and you can't engage when half your HP bar is gone.
This game is a lot closer than the other games, which is hype.
This tier 1 goal zone against multiple members of Tuzi, deciding whether or not they want to move forward. One of the big plays that saved that Regieleki for them in the top path. Slash moving forward, making sure Blaziken couldn't get anywhere near it, pushing forward with the foul play right into the Snarl. Beautiful stuff from Slash. As we've said, one of the best to ever do it on the Umbreon.
Yeah, one of the best to ever do it, period. 2-time world champion here. They're seeing Southtown taking a ton of damage, and that's actually a damaging Mamoswine, which means getting them put down is actually a source of damage that Tuzi needs. Overlord going to scamper away here. Charge Beam Rhydon is on there. Trainer's working through, and they're going to secure another one. We are just going to put the pressure on here. Mamoswine Unite is popped, and they're trying to go on the chase because Overlord's in the back line. They're going to try and make a difference. Crashing on Earth is the Mewtwo Unite, but it's not really stopping anybody. Otter is down. That's just the support. 2 players down the other way. Now they have Trainer a little low. KO Shrika 2, just kidding. Rack him up for a couple more. The whole team is wiped. This is a game 3 for LAIC Championship, and Luminosity Gaming is making it like a up.
Luminosity looking amazing here. That is a level 13 Zoroark right now. It will be 15 by Rayquaza. If they're able to shut it down, they have a chance right here, but it's so incredibly difficult when the level lead gets this high.
Yeah, I don't know.
So much more powerful.
I don't see how Tuzzy can come back.
The KOs, the wild Pokemon experience, the outplays has all put Luminosity in this position right now.
Like, if the other team has a really good Zoro and a really good Urshi player, and they win the early game, and you don't have tools and like a plan to slow them down at all, and you're not going to make the game hard for them, like, this is what happens, right? This is basically what happens with Fennel. It happens with all the good teams. Is if your damage players play the really snowbally, really strong damage dealers, and you don't slow the other team down, this is just what happens. Yeah, I mean, everyone's good on their team. Everyone's really good on their team. But like, it wouldn't matter. They could have a Hoopa instead of the Mew. There's a lot of things that you can just take in and out.
Esports is just trying to chuck stuff and see if anything will land. They're able to pick up a KO on Curios. That's pretty good. They're collapsing on.
In fact, I think Hoopa might even like do more than Mew in these games. But Mew does a lot. It's not like the Mew's not doing a lot.
Side of the map is great. KO Shriek a 2 for Trainer. They're coming alive, and they're on the chase. They don't care anymore. They think they've got every fight they want to take, and I believe them. Saltao is low. Ice Fang reposition doesn't matter. Now Otter's going aggro.
Oh, he danced on him.
They serve through just to get
Otter danced on Brazil again. Uh-oh. It's not looking. Otter's got to. Someone get some security for Otter to get him out of the country. He's got to get out of the country safely.
To lock this Pokemon down. Level 14 for the Zoro,
I don't.
level 14 for the Urshifu.
Make sure he gets home safe.
And it is looking grim for 2Z Esports. They're going to need to make a miracle play here at Rayquaza because their tournament is on the line. The championship is on the line right now. They have to catch a member of Luminosity.
I'm just saying, get him off the venue safely.
They can win. Luminosity getting aggressive and moving in now.
Ice Fang reposition. That's the opportunity they want. Mewtwo Unite hits a bunch of people. They're actually sending all of Luminosity's.
Oh, Overlord's dead. Let's see ult on Fob.
There's 2 players down. They're on the chase. It's on Curios using the Maride on Unite.
Now they have the heals to be able to maybe swing it back. Okay, the healer went down. Lel really needed to survive that.
2 players down for Luminosity Gaming. Take a deep breath. We're going to have to re-engage.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to refight this, which is actually a nightmare for 2Z right here. They finally got the Urshifu. They finally got the Zoroark, and now they're going to have to re-engage on this squad. Dodrio having to run.
No, they had to keep their Blissey alive.
Possible way to start this fight. The side strike from Mewtwo. Mamoswine moving in. Luminosity zoning them to this small choke point right here.
Overlord still has their Unite move, and I think they're looking for a way in. They see it. They're going straight for him. Comboing up.
Otter went down.
Oh, Saltao used their Unite move. Didn't find anybody, but Overlord finally hits that Unite button. They're going to try and close it out on Yell. Going to
He's unsolvable for so long out of his Unite there.
Overlord is low again. They have to scramble away. Charged up Overheat doesn't hit.
The one chance they had to be able to come back was if the Blissey lived after they got the KO on Overlord.
The straight sweeper because 2Z Esports has just been buckled in Brazil.
That's right. Luminosity Gaming with 30 seconds left.
GG.
Taking down every member of 2Z Esports. Doing
Rip Tuzzy, but also rip Otter. Oh no.
The former world champs will now become the champs here at LAIC as our last 15.
I'm happy they won, but I'm worried for Otter. I don't know.
Incredible run. The hope for Brazil, but unfortunately it was dashed.
Even if he makes it home safely, the Twitter DMs are not gonna look nice.
But nothing could stop them. Once again,
watch your back, Otter.
Are your LAIC champions?
Guys, we do not condone violence, okay?
Luminosity Gaming, after what was a year off completely, it felt like.
Enemy number 1.
Back in true form. Otter and Trainer seem to be the last pieces of that puzzle to find their way back to glory here at LAIC and for the rest of this UCS season.
What a run for Luminosity. What a return to form for one of the best to ever play the game. Last year, North
India
America
and Brazil after him, true.
championships like we'd see them previously, but now we have Luminosity.
Crowd is dead.
The champs looking like the champs again.
I mean, of course, the crowd's not going to be hyped if a Brazilian team just lost.
I don't think there is a better team in the world that could do it.
LAIC doesn't give world spot. No, it gives ACL spot.
See Luminosity win this, but all those in ACL might be a little worried.
I would have been worried if either of these teams made it. I mean, what a level up by 2Z Esports.
Yes.
And not to disparage the run that Luminosity had to the grand finals, but that's why there were the giants.
They're all so short, too.
2Z Esports had challenge after monumental challenge after monumental challenge. And they're almost at the precipice of that mountain and fell just a bit shy. But I would be incredibly proud of this team. They played phenomenal.
Yeah, I think 2Z
LG wins, they win and sell. That's a fact. That's a rock fact. ACL should be hype. Yeah, ACL should be pretty hype.
They were one of the better teams in Brazil, but this is the start of our season.
Official Pokemon stream. Do I think he'll get banned? No, I don't think they would ban for that. It's guys, like, don't make it. We're mostly joking, right? Like, he's not actually gonna get banned. Still not a good idea to do.
They took down Plaga, who took down Fusion, so they deserved to be here in these grand finals. They just happened to run in to one of the best looking Luminosity squads that we have seen in a long time.
Not banned, he just loses his passport, yeah.
Because the last time they looked this good was when they won the World Championships. Now,
Yeah, Otter should do the common TV trope where, like, right before he gets off the venue, he gives his shirt and his baseball cap to someone else. And then everyone jumps that guy and they take off his hoodie and they're like, huh? It's not him. And then the camera pans to Otter looking backwards, you know, putting his cap on and being like, and then the music plays and the credits start.
Yeah, the energy here at LAIC has been absolutely amazing. This crowd is incredible. The people of Brazil are so hyped, especially for their teams, which has been amazing to watch, which is why I'm so happy not only to have a great squad like 2Z, but to have their Brazilian representative there in the grand finals showing up for Brazil.
Joe Biden outro.
It's just hard to beat the champs right
Does LG go to EUIC now or not? EUIC should just be like open signups, I think. Or they might be like a qualification tournament. I don't think this has anything to do with EUIC.
Competitive region, which is going to make these monthlies and the regionals incredibly fun to watch out of Brazil specifically, because now we've got more teams rising to the top, which more going to have to jockey for position, adapt, evolve, get better and improve, and iron sharpens.
Possible that Tuzzy plays next round if LG is a player down.
Yeah, no question.
That was the finals, bro.
Great teams out of Brazil. We saw DreamMax exiled, and of course,
GG's, I'm Brazilian. Luminosity played better. Still gonna supporting Fuzzy. They're all incredible. And by the way, I'm taking Otter's passport. Damn, that's crazy. You said that.
Thank you so much, Jake. I'm here
The
with
dates. Well, I don't think they would host two LAN finals on the same weekend. I don't even know when the dates are. I just don't think they would do that.
So guys, you are the two-time world champions, and now you are the first ever Latin America international champions. How does it feel to perform here in Brazil?
Yeah, I mean, it feels really great. This is our first team, you know, as this roster. Obviously, me, Carey, Slash have played together before for multiple years, but this win is really important for us. You know, it's our first tourney, so it was kind of just, you know, building onto the confidence as well, and kind of like a redemption year for us, because last year, you know, wasn't the greatest for us, so it feels really well. It feels really good.
And now, you mentioned you've had a few roster changes. Is this Luminosity Gaming at its peak?
I think it's just going to be a really good sign for us to keep on getting stronger and stronger. I think even though we had a great performance today, yesterday, and day one, I think we're still going to get better and better. We're not even close to our peak yet. Even though what you guys might have seen here looked unstoppable, it's only going to get better from here. And we're going to see you guys again, AOS and ACL.
All right.
Tallest guy in LG must be 5'3".
All right, so we have 3 days of competition.
Okay,
What would you
closer
say
to the
was the
ground
key to your
keeps them
victory
grounded.
This weekend?
I think 3 nights of sleep really helps overall. Like, I don't know, even day one, it was 4 games, but it was 8 hours long. So if we played this then, it probably would have been a 5-game match, realistically.
All right, and so now part of the prize from today is you get to go represent the West in the Asia Champions League next year. How does that feel? Are you guys excited?
Calling out the admins.
Yeah, we're really excited.
He's really not making it out of the venue.
Since we competed. We're really excited to face Ton GG. Still haven't faced him. So we'll get a match there.
Nice, that's awesome. All right, and so to finish off, any shout outs to the people who have supported you, the fans, anyone special that made this possible for you guys this weekend?
I would like to thank all the LG supporters and my family for supporting me to come here. And pretty much like everyone around me too. The whole community was very nice to us.
All right, well, there you have it. Luminosity Gaming, Latin America International Champions.
Hope Otter likes Brazilian food. I don't know if they're gonna be feeding him very much.
Right. We still have more champions to be crowned, so make sure you stay tuned. We still have plenty of Pokemon action for you.
Amazing stuff from Luminosity. They are no stranger to being up on the stage, hoisting a trophy, but to come back from what was a very devastating year 3 in this game, it's really impressive to see them where they are at now. Yeah. They look like the Luminosity that could win the World Championships again. And look, I love being here in Brazil, but I am a little partial to North America, and I would love to see us back on top once again.
How many times have I said, I'm a pretty big homer? So for me, this was maybe the best.
Mainly because of Brazilian food?
North America and a Brazilian representative.
I gotta get some Brazilian food.
Luminosity Gaming.
The Unite tournament's over now, yeah.
Right? Yes. It almost like the car stalled in that year 3.
Now there's gonna be
I actually see a lot
BGC and TCG.
of Fennel and how they're approaching. A lot of flashes of even like fusion.
Are we going to ACL? I don't think so.
It's like, yes, this team is finding a lot of success because their strategies are sound. How can we adapt those, you know,
Don't think
build
so.
our own kind of, keep calling it a Rolodex of strategies so we can keep going deeper and deeper and throw different looks at all these different regions.
If you take a look at our bracket here, you can just see how powerful Luminosity is. Every single team they run into, they don't drop a single game. Taking down the
second Saber coach,
Team
lol.
YT, which formerly has been a little bit of a tricky team for them, right? And now taking down the best of Brazil, 2Z Esports, 3-0 in our grand finals. Truly a championship performance out of Luminosity Gaming, and that is why they are our LAIC champions here for Pokemon Unite.
Taking a look at all their different matches from this weekend, of course, Luminosity Gaming against Team Growth here, another NA representative.
Does LG have a sub? I'm not sure. They probably do.
Glory here for NA.
I'm not sure actually on that.
It almost becomes like clockwork whenever they engage with these teams.
Yeah, they just play so incredibly well. This was one of the unfortunate matches where someone made the absolutely insane decision to let Curios pick up a Darkrai, and they're just dominating with it. The story of LG throughout this weekend really has been the return to almost perfect play that we have seen from them before. When Luminosity made it to the World Championships, I want to talk a little bit about year 2, because that was a crazy year. You know, the group stage was very difficult to get through. They get through this difficult group stage. Actually, the only games I believe they drop in the entire tournament are early on in that group stage against India. But they make it through groups, and once Luminosity hit groups, they could not be beat. A team could not take them down. You see it in a champion in Pokemon Unite. We saw it last year with Fennel.
Now in LGDIC, that could be hype, yeah.
Cannot be stopped. And Luminosity this weekend was the champion from day 1.
Without a doubt. I mean, they played a flawless tournament. It shows in their flawless run. They have not dropped a game in 3 days, Cowboy, and that is impressive in and of itself. You know, Luminosity Gaming, I say they evolved. You know, they're playing and throwing so many different looks. Something I saw yesterday was like, look how they're using their Unite moves.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we saw them use a Lapras Express to drag Overlord, one of their carries, to Wild Farm so it could just farm faster.
Yes.
Right? Using a Unite
Once called the way to drop out of Cruz from India. Oops.
We actually had a preemptive Mew Unite to backdoor the opposing squad to surf through that choke point you see on the left-hand side of your screen and push 3 members of the opposing team right into the hands of their attackers. they're just using creative ways. They're approaching the game in a fresh perspective. And honestly, if you're stuck in the old ways, you're going to be stuck taking L's to this squad.
Yeah, I do think you see that from Luminosity, right? You see, oh, this could be the play right here. The Mew Unite
yes,
pushed
there it is.
Huge serve. It was so beautiful into Team YT. Again, a team that they notoriously have had some fun run-ins with. Like Team YT was able to take them down multiple times. Luminosity able to take Team YT down multiple times. But right here, LG just had their number. They had everyone's number.
I mean, so just for the Mew,
yeah, year 2 Worlds.
The Mew Unite kind of makes you go invisible, right? There it is, bang, go back, reset.
India won.
Usually the Mew Unite is reactive.
It was best of 3, right? India won a game.
That was a
then LG won a game, and then the last game ended in a flip.
Because it was a call they made, like, oh, I can push 2 towards our way and make this incredibly easy for us. And that's the type of evolution you want to see out of these top level teams. You want to see it out of everybody, because the other teams are going to have to start doing these things, learning these things, adapting, and being able to adapt on the fly to contend with Luminosity Gaming and teams like 2Z Esports.
Yeah, the plays they were making this weekend really did feel like they were leveling up. They were taking it to another level. They were taking the moments we would expect out of a match of Pokemon Unite and flipping them on their heads.
I mean,
you saw that with the very fast
it wasn't like India played well in that match. Those guys played well.
Some of the top teams would make
There'll be a patch. It should be this week. Yeah, probably.
What's the idea?
If we're gonna get a patch, it should be either this week, maybe next week.
Scenario, but they had the information and they had the guts and the aggression to make a play like that and say, we're not leaving it up to the judges. We're throwing knockout punches right here.
And they landed square. They landed square. Luminosity Gaming is very exciting right now.
Yes, they are.
You know, I love talking about kind of the history of Luminosity Gaming because they have been so successful, and year 3 felt like such an anomaly.
Wait, did they announce a date for the patch? I don't remember that.
What are the pieces that they need to make this team successful? And you know I'm going to say it. In year 1 and 2, they had the best support player on the planet, Elo.
Yes, they did.
And Otter is filling those shoes incredibly well. Something that was just
time to open 100 packs in Vodka Demon.
Season 3. Not that they
didn't Chico, you posted?
Players.
Oh.
They had some of the best North America had to
Let me go
offer,
check.
but they weren't Elo. They weren't playing the game like he did. And Otter, however he got there, is creative, is filling those shoes in his own style, but is filling that role incredibly well, and to me is ultimately a key portion of the success this Luminosity Gaming team can see this year.
Yeah, and of course the story of father and son coming back together. You had a little bit of a contentious split with Luminosity last year. Yeah. You had Slash and Overlord not on the same team. Now Slash, Overlord, Kyrios all back together, and we're going to see them here in just a sec up on the big stage to accept their trophies. Let's send it on over to them.
I don't see it.
Didn't do the finger.
Oh.
But I'll take your guys' word for it.
No.
Did he post it a while ago?
What a way to start off LAIC's Championship Sunday with Unite's inaugural appearance. Pokemon fans are eating well today. Now let's crown our Pokemon Unite finalists and champion teams. Congratulations to our second place finalist, 2Z Esports!
Yeah, the Pika's gonna take its head off and it's gonna be Chris Heroes in there. Oh, no, they broke the stream. What the Pikachu?
Night International
Okay,
Champions,
we're back.
Luminosity Gaming.
Guys, is Otter safe? Did they turn the lights off and then Otter's gone? Wait, what if Otter's in the Pikachu suit? Oh no, he's there. Ruru, welcome back. Maybe the tier 3. Chris is gonna volt tackle every one of them.
Applause for our 2025 Pokemon
You think he
Latin
would play volt
America
tackle?
International finalists.
How is it, guys? I think the Pika's. I think the guy that's in the Pika suit, his arms are in the
Thank you
ears.
so much to everyone for supporting Pokemon
Wait, but then how is he
Unite
moving
with
the
us
actual
this weekend.
arms?
Remember
How
to
did he
share your
move
favorite
the-
moments of the weekend
the
using
ears?
hashtag Pokemon LAIC, and remember to stay connected on all the Pokemon action by following our Twitch.
How
and
does he
YouTube
move the
channels.
ears?
And now, our
Oh, it's
first
a Machamp.
international champion has
Oh, it's a
been
Machamp
crowned,
in
but
there.
it won't be the last. Next up is Pokemon Go, where we'll have the winners finals,
Two
losers
people in
finals,
there?
and the championship match coming up shortly.
That would be
Let's kick it over to our Go-casters,
not appropriate, I
Amanda
think.
and Fareed.
Two short guys in the costume. Phil and Pui.
Start our championship Sunday. Welcome trainers. My name
audio.
is UK. I am joined by Amanda Lundberg, and we have the pleasure, we have the privilege of introducing you to the Pokemon Go finals.
All right, guys. I'm gonna keep it a stack. All right.
That's right.
No offense to the other Pokemon games, but there's no shot I'm watching the Pokemon Go finals. I'm just saying. If you guys want to watch it, go to the official stream. I'm not watching Pokemon Go. I'm a hater. I don't know how the game works. I have zero idea how the game works, and I'm gonna keep it that way. I'm just saying. I'm actually just a hater. Like there's no easy way around it. So if you guys want to watch it, twitch.tv/Pokemon, go knock yourself out. The only other Pokemon game I'll watch is VGC. Pokemon Go, I don't know what's going on, and in TCG, like it's just I can't get hype watching adults play card games. I'm sorry. Like it's the inner hater in me for sure. But like, how can they just get hyped over when the card goes down? I can't. Maybe if I played the game, I would understand the nuance. Opening packs is hype though. Don't hurt us. I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt you guys. It's all love, except I hate this game. And I don't even know how it works. Ever competed in VGC, or would I? I don't know if I would. It'd be fun to, but I think there's a big learning curve, and I don't know if I have the drive to get good. Leave the venue. We got to make sure Otter gets home safe. Guys, I'm accidentally watching Go. What is happening? I don't know. It's too early in the morning for me to play Pokemon Unite. I think I might just leave you guys and come back later in the day. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna end, guys. I don't know. I don't want to play Unite right now, to be honest. It's too early in the morning. So yeah, I'm gonna hop off. You guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you later on. Cheers, everyone. GG's to LG. Have a good one.